Today on Paul's Old Crap, we're going to take a look at a piece of office productivity software called ClarisWorks. ClarisWorks was released by the Claris company, which was, I believe, originally a division of Apple Computer before it was spun off into its own company. And if I'm not mistaken, it was then reabsorbed back into Apple sometime like 20 years ago. I don't remember. But my experience with ClarisWorks was in school in the 1990s. And if you went to school in the 90s and your school had a lab of Macintosh computers, you probably experienced ClarisWorks. And that is exactly why I bought this copy here. This copy I bought for something like $5. There was a big purchase I was making on a bunch of old Mac computers, I think a little over a year ago, and I managed to find this for something like $5 or something cheap like that, and I bought it basically just to experience ClarisWorks again. And I think this version here is probably version 2.1, which is quite likely the exact version I actually used in school. So it was kind of exciting to find this. And so today what we're going to do is take a look inside this box, and then I'm going to demonstrate the product on one of my old Macintosh computers. So despite the fact that I've owned this copy for a long time, I don't think I actually ever looked inside of it because I already had digital copies of ClarisWorks installed on my computers. So this might actually be the first time I've actually opened this box up. And this is obviously a used copy, so we don't have that experience of opening up a brand new copy. So let's start by just removing everything from this cardboard here. You actually get a lot of stuff in this box. All right, so quite a bit of paperwork. Let's start off with the software installers. Let's see. You know, I don't think it actually says the version of the software on here. This is dated as 1991, apparently. And then it's also got this sticker that says promotional copy, not for resale. Oh well. And we do also have our registration card, which also says promotional copy, not for resale. So, yeah, I have no idea about the history of this particular copy of the software. On this container here, it says version 3.0. Someone wrote down there, and this has another set of discs. Now this is interesting because these are actually newer than this one. So there might actually be, I can't really tell if, I think this version 3.0 stack of discs, I don't know if this is the one that actually belongs in the box. The reason why I recognize this particular copy of ClarisWorks is this image here. This is what the splash image is when you open up ClarisWorks 2.1, and I don't know if it's the same for version 3.0, but this particular image here is what I remember from school. So I think these original discs and the art on the box is for version 2.1, and then I guess for some reason I also have a copy of the 3.0 discs in here from the previous owner of this software. So, yeah, registration information, we don't really care about that. So all of these manuals appear to have that, that same art, which I suspect is version 2.1. And then there's some random stuff in here. This doesn't belong. This is like a getting started guide for the Macintosh LC3. So that doesn't belong in there. Secrets of becoming a Macintosh power user. Ooh. This is like a complete complete portfolio of the Claris products. Yeah, so some of these might sound familiar, like Mac 2. We've got Claris Resolve. And then obviously we have ClarisWorks here. We have FileMaker Pro. And then we got Mac Draw, Mac Paint. And then a bunch of other stuff. ClarisCAD, Mac Project. Yeah. Now, let's see. If we take a look at the quick reference guide. So it basically just gives us a lot of information on shortcuts and stuff like that. Tells you how to work with some of the tools, I guess. It still has not told us what version this is supposed to be for. If we take a look at this, let's see, blah, 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 customer support. ClarisWorks getting started, still says 1991, but has not indicated the version information. Welcome to ClarisWorks, yada, yada, yada. Installing ClarisWorks. Yeah, this is bizarre, because I have no idea what version this is actually supposed to be. I suppose we'll find out when I actually perform the installation of this software. What else do we have here? Possibilities Handbook. This seems like a bit of a sales brochure. Like, oh, look how much you can do with the Claris software. Communications Handbook. Something to do with modem stuff. Connecting to an online... I guess this is some sort of terminal software information. Or if you were sending documents over modem. Alright, that's fascinating. Let's see, lastly we have the ClarisWorks Handbook. Welcome to ClarisWorks, blah, blah, blah. It still has not told us what version this is supposed to be. Well, I'm going to assume it's version 2.1 or something close to that, mainly because this looks like it's compatible with System 6, which, I mean, it's pretty old operating system, and the newer versions of ClarisWorks, I can't remember if they were actually that backward compatible. On the box for this, it does tell us we have the System 7 compatibility as well, with this little badge there. But, yeah. Still have no idea about what version this is supposed to be. So what we're going to do now, I think, is I'm going to fire up one of my computers, and we're going to install with these disks here. And so I do have those version 3 disks here as well. I think we might cover that maybe in another video. We're primarily going to look at whatever version this is. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, so we've got the capture system all ready to go. And for this video, I will be using the Macintosh Quadra 840AV. And we are running System Software 7.6.1. So I've got the installation disk already in the drive, so we're going to go ahead and run the installer here. And I'm assuming at some point we'll actually figure out what version of software this is. All right, ClarisWorks installer, blah, blah, blah. Still no information about the version. We're going to go customize. What does it say here for application? Oh. We're installing ClarisWorks 1.0.
So this is actually a lot older than I thought it was. So, yeah, interesting. So I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to drop this onto my storage drive here. I've already got a copy of ClarisWorks, a newer one on the computer, so we're just going to go with the easy install, and yeah, I think we're just going to roll with it. So this is probably going to take some time to complete, so I will just pick up the video when this is all complete. All right, so the installation is complete, and it didn't install all of the disks that I have here, but we will just basically look at the basics of ClarisWorks. And unfortunately, because I have ClarisWorks 4 installed, the icon for this version seems to have like reverted to that as well. Yeah, if we get info on this one, it is in fact ClarisWorks 1.0, but it has the icon for version 4 because that's actually what I already have installed on this system. But it did install some sample documents and stuff like that, so we might as well hop into the program. Oh, terrific. I have to register this. I think I can probably get away. Whoops. I don't think I actually need the... oh, yeah, that worked. So, yeah, this is the splash screen that I remember from the program in school. But, yeah, it was actually ClarisWorks 2.1, which I used in the 90s. So, I don't think I've actually run this older version of ClarisWorks before. So, this will be interesting to see. So, this is a fairly familiar starting screen here. I don't know if they changed that much between this and version 2. This really looks familiar to me from school. So we're going to start off with just the basic word processor. And I think the later versions did have more options in the toolbar here. I'm not seeing as much as I recall from me using it before. So let's see here. Whoops, put some text in there, and let's just make it larger. I've got a bunch of extra fonts on here. Obviously, on a basic install, you would not have this many fonts, so. Yeah, basic word processor. Let's take a look here. I don't think there was a whole lot of options. Oh, we got like our spell check. Standard formatting tools. You have the fonts, the size, style. If we were to select all and then shadow, I can't really tell if that worked or not. Yeah, there was some difference in there. So, but yeah, this is a very basic word processor. So I don't think there's really anything we're going to look at there. Let's take a look at. Oh yeah, actually. I think we're going to look at these sample documents as well. Book of the month. What is this? Ooh, this is interesting. Okay. This looks like a drawing document. If I can remember how to use this, I think you click these buttons down here to zoom in. Yeah, that looks about right. And so I guess, okay, all this text you can edit in there. And then this whole picture behind, what? Why is this different? Oh, this is like manually drawn in, all of these different elements. So that tree isn't one image. It's like a combination of several images that you can just move out of the way if you really want and just break the whole thing. And then basically the placement looks like you can move. Oh yeah, here we go. So move to back. And then, yeah, it's I guess kind of like a layered system. So different elements you can put on top of other elements. So yeah, pretty basic stuff. Let's see. I remember some of these tools here if we wanted to, let's see, different gradients and stuff like that. If we pick that and we pick, I wonder if I'm doing this correct. Nope. I'm trying to find the proper tool, but I do not understand this thing. Whoops, I've just drawn something weird. I think I might be in the wrong type of document. Let's just verify this. If we go new document, new graphics document. Okay, no, we were already in that. It's lines. The way this works is so confusing. I think, okay, you draw an object, then maybe if you put in one of these gradient things, okay, there it goes, then it does the background, and then if we change the color, okay. So, I haven't used this in so long. You basically draw your object first, I guess, and then you can change the options there. And then if we put some text in, hello, and if we make this a little bigger. Oh, I don't have, this font size isn't in the computer, so natively it only does 12 point, which is why 12 point is the one that has this different text on it. So it shows up as like that. So I think that is the difference between a true type font and something else. I'm not sure. I'm just rambling at this point. Yeah, so this one has all these different sizes available to it. And this is Comic Sans, which is pretty much everyone's favorite font, right? So, okay, so that changes the box around the text. This is so weird. I'm just clicking random things. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Interesting. Move backward. Oh, now it's gone. Move to front. Okay. So there's, I mean, this is a very basic version of this software, so there's really not much available to do. But we will just, let's see, turn auto grid off, hide grid. Okay, so that was that background grid. If we want to turn that off and not look at it. Let's see here. Lock. Okay, so the computer beeps if I try to move this object. And then if we go unlock, then it moves it around. Let's see what else we have here. Yeah, this is very basic stuff. So, I mean, there's really nothing overly interesting in there. Let's see. Database. Okay, so I guess if you were just looking at, well, literally a database. Let's see if we make an object called hello and we create it. And the type is text. And then we can put in a value. And there we have one database record. Okay, that's very, very interesting. I don't know. This seems super basic. If you're going to use a database, I think you'd probably go with like FileMaker Pro or something like that. I think that does it much better than this. Yeah. Okay, well. Give me something interesting. Spreadsheet? Well, okay, yes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I wonder if calculate now, or I wonder, whoops. I don't know if you can actually put in, or how does this work? Auto calc. So I wonder if that means if you put in, there's probably a way where you put in math equations, and I have no idea what it is. Move to. No. Oh well. I don't think a spreadsheet is overly interesting anyway, so I don't think I'm going to waste the time looking at that. Let's see. Oops. Before we look at more documents, I was going to just open up this communications thing. Now, I mean, this is not going to do anything, but this is like I think this is like some sort of terminal setting here, or thing that lets you connect to other modems. Apple modem tool. So I guess this would allow us to set a serial connection over our serial port with another terminal like this. That's interesting. Oh, I think we were just in there, yeah. Huh. So far, I don't know if you can do anything. Let's see, modem. Okay, it looks like it's just modems and dialing. Okay. Serial tool. Okay, so this is direct serial. So it looks like it supports dialing or direct serial connections if you were wanting to establish a terminal session with another computer. It's interesting. I don't think I would go to the effort of demonstrating this with another computer because, you know, what's the point? It's not super interesting, to be honest. But I think we might as well just take a look at some of these other sample documents here. So, I mean, you could get decent-looking results out of this program, but you're pretty much doing it all manually. So, like, these are like clip art things that you'd have to go find yourself and then drop into the document, and then basically do all of this text, do all of your own formatting like this. Yeah, so this giant E is just its own little object here. And this thing here, what is this? Okay, that's actual text, and then I guess it's got its own, whoops. Yeah, so they made this background box manually, and I'm just moving stuff. I'm screwing this up completely. So, yeah, I mean, like, this is just we're in the graphics mode, and I think that's what this GR up here means. So, if we were to make a new document and it was word processing, so yeah, the WP up here means we're in word processing mode, and from the looks of it, this doesn't support any graphic stuff whatsoever. This is basically just text, and that is it. Whereas if we hop into one of these other documents again, let's look at quarterly earnings. Okay, so it's got SS up here for a spreadsheet. And so the cells are all still there, but they hid the lines between them. And then they've put graphic elements inside of the spreadsheet. So, I mean, that's kind of interesting, but yeah, this is just super basic, and this is the probably like the first release of ClarisWorks, I believe. I don't know if there was any pre-release that's out there before this version 1.0, so Yeah, I mean, for 1991, this is probably pretty good stuff. But yeah, and let's see. I don't think there's anything else we can really look at here. We go about ClarisWorks info. Interesting. Tells me my computer is post PowerBook. All right. And I didn't oh, yeah. So you have to, like, I think manually install the help system if you're doing the easy install of ClarisWorks. So there was a separate disk that has the the help system on there. So I guess you could just drag that over if you really wanted, or just select it properly from the install. And let's see. What are these? Oh, just sample objects. Okay, so we're in graphics mode, but it looks like you could actually have a spreadsheet object inside the graphics, and then you can like actually change these things, I think, right? Yes. And I wonder if these are the numbered values. I was going to try and see if there was any sort of math equations that were kind of in these, but who knows? Actually, I'm just curious if we take this entire object and if we copy it, and if we make a new word processor, I wonder if it will let us paste that. Oh, interesting. So yeah, it lets us paste the spreadsheet object. Ooh, this is interesting though, because I can't change it. Huh. So despite the fact that I can put it in the word processing area, clicking on it just does the whole thing, and this thing keeps popping up. So if we were to do like scale 50% that way, well, then it just squeezes that. And like, okay. So, okay, that's as large as it goes, I guess. Yeah, you can't actually change anything. But now I'm curious if we hop into a new graphics document, if we paste it, now we can edit it. So I can go back in here and do field 1. And kind of shows up a little weird there, I think. But so the word processing side of it, it allows for some things to paste, but it is very limited to what it can do. So the graphics mode, I think, is probably the most compatible for just like pasting random things around and manipulating objects like that. So if you really wanted to have a spreadsheet in the middle of your graphics document, well, you could do that. So fascinating stuff. And we'll close that out. Those are just some brief tutorial documents. And the one thing I was going to try looking at is the README, but so this here is a word processing document, and it looks like they hid the let's see, show tools. Oh, interesting. Wait a minute. So these, I think, were available in word processing mode, but you don't see them by default. All right, now we're going to have to go back into word processor. Show tools. Okay. Yeah. I was kind of expecting this to be there originally in the word processor, although I don't know if there's really anything that's you can do with it. If I select text and I click here, it won't let me do that. Let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't seem to interact very well with objects because it just covers up the words. So, yeah. I suppose we could send this object to the back, but yeah. If there was some sort of thing that moves the text out of the way, that might be more useful. But I don't know if that is actually an option. No, I don't think so. Oh, well. Well, anyway, I don't think there's really anything else worth saying. Yeah, this is very basic software for Office stuff, and I guess its competitor would probably would have been like Microsoft Word, well, the combination of like Microsoft Word and Excel or whatnot, or Microsoft Works was a similar product where it's got more basic versions of that other stuff kind of included in the bundle. So, yeah, I mean, it was neat. I don't think there's really any point to keeping it on here, though. I mean, ClarisWorks 1.0, and you can't really do much with it, and I don't expect it would be able to open up any of my other ClarisWorks documents. So, yeah. But, I don't know. It was kind of neat looking at ClarisWorks 1.0, and at some point in the future, I do want to cover ClarisWorks 2.1, which is the reason I started making this video, because that's the version I thought I was working with. So, oh well. I suppose it was kind of neat looking at this one anyway. But, yeah, I think that wraps it up, though. Thanks for watching.